Hi, and welcome back to It Figures. Tonight I am going to be reviewing 3 action figures, today, tomorrow, and the next day, of Tron. And these are actually made by Diamond Select Toys. I've actually had these for a while now, probably about 3 months, 2 or 3 months now, and found them all at Walgreens, which is surprising, and I've never seen them anywhere else though but Walgreens, so I'm not sure if it's an exclusive to Walgreens or if all stores have them, because like I said, I have never seen these anywhere but Walgreens. And I am a huge Tron fan. I've been a huge Tron fan ever since I've been a kid, and I was just talking about the black hole like a week ago when I was doing Vincent, which was also made by Diamond Select. And I was a bigger Tron fan than I was a black hole fan. I thought Tron was the coolest thing I'd ever seen in my life when I was growing up. And I actually had the original Tron action figure, and that's all I ever had. I never got the light cycles, I never got any of that. So when I heard that Diamond Select was coming out with actual Tron figures, I couldn't wait to grab them. On the back here is a really nice picture of Tron and the woman, which I can't think of her name is. Not sure why they didn't come out with her as an action figure. Maybe this is wave 1 and they're working on a wave 2. I really hope they're going to come out with some light cycles, but the size of this figure, it would make the light cycle pretty big. The Tron film is one of the reasons why I now have an arcade in my house. Because Finn's Arcade, I fell in love with watching as a kid. Even as an adult, I love Finn's Arcade. And now I actually have Finn's Arcade in my house, which is pretty amazing. Alright, so let's go ahead and open up Finn. And I gotta say too, this is the first Diamond Select action figure I've ever owned. I've had Vincent and I also have had Slimer, which was a ghost and a robot. So this is an actual full figure of Diamond Select that I've ever owned. And I'm kind of interested in seeing how well they did it. Alright, here we go. My very first Diamond Select action figure. And this is of Jeff Bridges, who plays Finn in Tron. So do I think this looks like Jeff Bridges? Yeah, I think it does. I think they, it's hard to tell, you know, wearing like a bicycle helmet. But I think that would be Jeff Bridges. It looks like a young Jeff Bridges. So I think they got the sculpt pretty well on his face there. Now, if you've ever seen any sort of like the behind-the-scenes footage from the movie, you kind of know how they did this. Their entire costume was black and white, and they have like all this blue here was like sort of like reflective material. So then they would reflect a light onto it, so the blue would glow. So he looks very different in the film than he does here. So that's kind of why he's just white and blue. And in the movie, he actually, I think it looks a little different too because of the glowing effect they have going on. But, I mean, this is what he would look like if he, like, walked out of the video game. Yeah, so this is sort of how they had to capture what his character would look like. So, let's take a look at the detail here on Jeff Bridges, or Finn from the movie. So, Diamond Select, just like NECA, is amazing on detail. And I don't have that many Diamond Selects, so I'm pretty new to the company. But just check out the top of his helmet. You can see all the detail on the top of his helmet. He just has like a ton of circuitry up here, and they don't even show that in the movie. So it's kind of cool to see how much detail they actually put onto the top of the helmet. The back of the helmet is also like a lot of detail, and if I remember right, they either use bicycle helmets or hockey helmets. I can't remember which one, but I think they didn't actually design the helmets. If I'm remembering right, they actually just used an actual helmet and put tape on it. So the detail on his outfit is pretty spectacular. They also captured just all of this really amazing circuitry and everything that was in the film that you can't really see that well because, like I said, it has like a glowing effect. But here, since it's not glowing, obviously, yeah, you can see all the great detail. And he has a big hole back here because he does come with his identification disc to put back there, which is pretty cool. So he does have detail on his chest, which is covered up by this here. And if you move this out of the way, you can see it does continue through his whole chest, but it's covered up. And I really never understood that in the movie, or why they gave him sort of like a half loincloth looking thing. I don't know what the purpose of that was. I guess maybe make him look a little bit different than Tron. But yeah, I just thought it was kind of a weird costume choice for somebody that's in the game. So the forearms are actually pretty interesting. This one is just normal. You know, again, has the blue circuitry and everything coming down here and on the wrist. But this one over here actually has sort of like a big pad, and it's not attached to the arm, so you can actually move it around, which is pretty cool. And it has all these little buttons on the top of it, and the more circuitry here on the bottoms. And I remember that from the film. You know, all the dots, the glowing dots, and it's just kind of a weird, again, it's kind of a strange design choice. The legs aren't really, there's not a whole lot going on with the legs. Just a couple lines here. It seems like they did more of the work on the top of him, not so much the bottom of him. He does have a little more circuitry here on his butt, but more just lines going down the back of his legs. They have sort of a cover from the shin down to where his foot is, and that's pretty interesting. The back of the box boasts that it has 16 points of articulation, and it does. He is very articulated. So his head does rotate. It is ball jointed. Both shoulders rotate, like mid bicep there rotates. Elbows bend. The hands do bend and rotate. He does have a rotating waist. He has mid thigh cut there that you can move, and knee, and bottom of the foot, which also does not. Yeah, well, his foot just kind of goes in and out. So the only thing he does come with is his identification disc, which is a frisbee. It is an actual frisbee they used in the film, and they put tape on it. So that's kind of cool that one accessory that he does come with is this. And of course, he wouldn't really come with that many other accessories because he didn't have any in the movie. This was pretty much it. And the disc fits really well there on the back. All right, so now it is time to take a look at the good and the bad of Finn. So first off, the good is obviously the detail. Amazing detail Diamond Select did. It's Finn, it's Tron, and it looks amazing. And this is actually rubbery too. I didn't know what it was because you can't really tell in the box, but I thought it might be just a hard plastic. But it's not. It's actually sort of a soft rubbery material, which is pretty cool. The 16 points of articulation is also really nice. And he also comes with a stand. Unfortunately, there is a few things wrong with Finn. Actually, there's one thing wrong with him. It is the fact that, just like NECA, he won't stand up on his own. There is no way that I can actually get him to stand up straight. He just seems like when he stands up straight, he's still leaning. It's like he has a forward lean, but he just falls back. And there's no way I've been able to position him, his legs, his feet, even though he has 16 points of articulation, I cannot get him to stand up whatsoever. And you're saying to yourself, well, what about the stand? The stand, the holes in his feet are almost too big for the stand. So when I put the stand on his feet, they almost just fall out. As you can see here, his foot here is in the peg of the stand, so it should be holding him in place, right? No, it just falls out. So I tried the other foot. You push it as far as you can down, and then he just falls out. And he won't even stand up with the stand, which is really kind of annoying and disappointing. So, well, hang on. There he is, but he'll probably just fall over. So if you have a stand, the purpose of the stand is have your figure stand. But if the hole is the hole in the shoe is too big for the peg, then there's no real reason for it. I don't get it. So for the moment, he is standing. It probably won't last too long. But as a figure, it looks incredible. It's absolutely amazing. I think Diamond Select did a great job on this, except for him being able to stand on his own. I think with Finn, Tron, and Sark all standing next to each other, it's going to be a really cool display on a shelf. The only thing is, I just worry about them falling off right now and breaking. So there you go. There is my review for Finn from the Diamond Select group. And I think it's just like the black hole, nobody makes Tron figures anymore. So anytime a Tron figure comes out, I know one came out from Funko a while back, and I ended up going and getting it, and it glows in the dark. And that's one other thing I was going to talk about with this figure, is it wouldn't have been that hard, I don't think, to give him some glow-in-the-dark paint. So when you turn the lights out, he would glow, and that would just set it off. That would have been incredible. And I don't know why they decided not to do that. I really don't. Or they could have maybe had some electronics in there, which would have been a lot more difficult, that you pushed and maybe his blue would light up or something. That would have been amazing. But he doesn't glow, he doesn't light up, he does nothing. So once again, he has fallen off of his stand. So yeah, I just kind of find it a little stupid that they can't get a figure. I don't know what I don't understand it. But they give you an amazing sculpt, but a figure that can't stand on his own. So there you have it. There is Finn from Tron. Tomorrow I will review Tron himself. Maybe he will stand up a little bit better. And then on day 3, you're going to get the bad guy, the Master Control, Stark. So until then, I will see you next time here on It Figures.